When it comes to action flicks, every year the stunts just seem to get bigger and better. And a lot of that is thanks to our next guest, who's responsible for making the likes of Chris Pine, Henry Cavill, and even our very own Chris Hemsworth look impressive.
Gosh. Oh, I was so excited by all of that because the man behind those stunts, isn't that effective, that split screen, is Bobby Holland-Hanton, and he joins us now from London. Bobby, wow, what a body of work, and I'm talking about your work.
Thanks, guys. Good morning. From London, it's night time here, as I'm sure you can tell. I've literally just been in Australia working with Chris and Elsa and the team on a little project. I was there for 3 days and I got back a couple of days ago, so my body clock's all over the place.
And I want to ask you about this because Chris Hemsworth looks amazing, and he's started this new app called Centre, right? And it's all about fitness and stuff like that. But then you're a stuntman, so what are you doing on the app? Are you actually Chris Hemsworth on the app?
No, not quite. I've got my own little section in there in the self-guided advanced workouts. Me and Chris have worked together now for the best part of 7 years on, I think, 11 movies now. God,
wow.
He's so boring. Just, nah, I'm kidding. Yeah, we've worked together for so long and we've trained together a lot. So my background's gymnastics, and a lot of my workouts is core strength, upper body strength, and some stuff with no weights. There's stuff on there with weights, but there's a lot of stuff with no weights as well, because that was my, as I said, gymnastic background, and conditioning back then was all upper body and, you know, chins, dips, press ups. So what Chris has done is, from when we've trained together and all of the trainers that he's brought together, he's taken bits from everyone. He's a very clever man. He's taken bits from everyone, and you know, he's transformed his training program and nutrition program into that, and that's what this app is he's brought everyone together, and you can, there's so many things you can do on, you know, and training styles that you can do. There's boxing, sure, MMA, there's yoga, and the nutrition side as well. So yeah, I think he's wanting to basically let the world see what, you know, how he trains and an insight to what he does.
Bobby, it's an exciting time for Avengers fans, with Black Panther winning Marvel its first Oscar. How great is it to have your genre recognised by the Academy?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's been a long time coming, and I really do think that the stunt community deserve to, you know, get the recognition that they deserve. Just, I mean, every other department does, so why don't stunts? And I think, and so they should, every other department, but I also think that stunts should as well. So, yeah, I think it's about time, and hopefully it will continue to head in that direction.
Now, a lot of us are excited for the new Avengers. A lot of us, it's a big year for nerds because we're also excited for the final series of Game of Thrones. You've worked on that too. So working on something like an Avengers or a movie like that to doing, like, working with dragons, how does that go for you? Is it a different sort of mindset for you when you're on set?
Yeah, I mean, the Avengers movies, the Thor movies, all of the Marvel movies, they're huge, and the stunts are bigger and bigger, and there's a lot of huge, big wire work sequences, and then also on top of that you have the CGI that's incorporated with that. So Game of Thrones is a little bit more real, if you like. Obviously the dragons aren't real, but the stunts are like hard, gritty and heavy, and, you know, hard wire pulls, which they are on the Avengers as well, but the distance you'll travel on a wire pull in Game of Thrones, maybe half or a quarter of the distance you will be pulled on a wire if you're doing Avengers or Thor or something like that. So they're kind of the same in the respect of the grandness of them all. You know, that it's Game of Thrones is huge, biggest TV show in the world, which is great. But
yeah, actually they're being set on fire, which would be so frightening. But you've got a really unique skill set, don't you, Bobby? You've done a lot of gymnastics training along the way, haven't you?
Yeah, gymnastics was my background. I did gymnastics from the age of 4, and I retired when I was 17. So it was a huge part of my life growing up, and I was training 5-6 days a week, sometimes 4 or 5 hours a day. So yeah, gymnastics was my background, with trampolining, high diving. So I do a lot more of the physical stuff and get thrown around, and high falls and somersaults and stuff like that, really. I mean, we are stunt performers now. They are literally like athletes. You know, we train constantly, and that's, again, another thing that's great about having, you know, at the centre, the training app, I train every day, and I train with the centre guys. I train with their programs. They train with mine, and so does Chris. Chris trains every day as well. I mean, it's like you know, athletes. It's really developed in such a way that it's very demanding on the body. So you need to make sure that you're prepared the best way you possibly can be, and that's why centre rep is such a good thing to be part of.
Well, you know what? You're living the dream, my friend. I'm looking at you as a stormtrooper and stuff, and on set, and hanging out with Spider-Man.
Yeah,
like,
David was just groaning.
I just got every fuzz.
Every
like,
I think David wants to be living your life, Bobby. For more information about the new
Tom's a good buddy as well. He lives just down the road from me, so
Tom.
Yeah, we go and train gymnastics a lot.
There you go.
Just Tom.
Just Tom. For
So
more
good.
information about the new App Centre, head to Bobby's Instagram. Bobby, thank you so much for joining us today.
Thanks, guys. Thanks for having me. As I said, it's been a pleasure. I wish I was there with you guys in the weather because it's freezing here, but thanks for having me. It's always a pleasure. Thanks very much.